This is not just another crime story out of Florida. This is a story about warning signs that were ignored and lives that paid the price. Just minutes away from one of America's most popular tourist destinations, a quiet neighborhood near Disney World turned into a crime scene that shocked the entire state. On a Saturday afternoon, 3 older men were standing outside a rental home. They were tourists, friends and family, on vacation. Their trip had already been extended by 1 extra day because of car trouble. They never made it home. Without any argument. Without any confrontation. Without any warning. Gunshots rang out. When deputies arrived, all 3 men were dead, suffering from fatal gunshot wounds. Investigators quickly determined this was not a dispute or a personal conflict. According to law enforcement, this was a random and premeditated act of violence. The most disturbing detail came next. The suspect did not flee the area. He lived right next door. Authorities identified the suspect as Ahmad Jihad Boj, a 29-year-old man with a long and troubling history of violent encounters and mental health issues. Court records show this was not Boj's first serious run-in with the justice system. In 2021, he was charged with attempted first-degree murder after allegedly opening fire at a gas station parking lot, shooting at a person and at random vehicles. That case never went to trial in the way most people would expect. Boj was found not guilty by reason of insanity and was released. Despite additional arrests for drug offenses and resisting law enforcement, Boj remained free, living in a residential neighborhood surrounded by unsuspecting families and visitors. The local sheriff later described him as a frequent flyer, a person known to deputies because of repeated calls for service. Someone they considered a constant threat. And yet, no permanent action was taken. On the day of the shooting, investigators say Boj walked outside and opened fire on the 3 tourists with no provocation. No argument, no prior interaction. Just sudden, deadly violence. 2 of the victims were brothers in their late 60s. The third was a close friend. All 3 were visiting Florida for what was supposed to be a peaceful getaway. An hour after the shooting, deputies located Boj inside his home and took him into custody without further violence. He is now facing 3 counts of premeditated murder and is being held without bond. State officials have since criticized how his earlier case was handled, raising serious questions about the use of the insanity defense and whether warning signs were ignored. This case is no longer just about one man. It's about a system that failed to protect the public, about how known risks were allowed to continue, and about 3 lives lost in a place meant for joy, not tragedy. Because when red flags are dismissed, the consequences can be irreversible.